Hey crafters! It is high time that we had a thrift flip. You know, I love thrifting, especially when, season changes are coming our way. And lately I've been really loving low stress projects. Projects that don't involve a lot of mess or a lot of commitment or, well, a lot of money either. Today's project is going to be pretty low cost, a little bit messy, but pretty low stress and a lot of fun because I'm going to be thrift flipping these garments using tie-dye. That's it. No sewing, no cutting, no refashioning, just some RIT dye. And I'll show you my adventures. I actually purchased this RIT dye at Safeway. Yeah, my local grocery store had some RIT dye. So easy peasy project. I think I've now got all the supplies I need. I'll show you some of my thrifting adventures from a little while ago, show you the garments I got, and then I'll show you the dye I got today, and we'll prep up my work surface, my kitchen laboratory, and I'll talk you through the steps. Should be a lot of fun, should be pretty easy, and just a lot of fun to wear and a lot of fun to make, and yeah, all those good things. We like fun projects. Let's do it. All right, let's get started. Okay guys, well here are the garments that I came home with. Pretty excited about these. We have a gray t-shirt dress from Free Assembly and a blue kind of tunic length sweatshirt from Land's End and an Adidas ball cap. Yay! I was really excited to find these. It can be difficult to find light colored garments that are in pretty good shape at the thrift store, and the sweatshirt was even new, which is kind of amazing. It does have a couple little like spots on it or discolorations, but that is no problem because I'm going to dye it. I gotta say, the sweatshirt is one of my favorites. I do love the Land's End sweatshirts. They're super comfy, and you might even remember me tie-dyeing one about a year and a half ago when I did this New Year's tie-dye project. I just went all crazy. I like colored this tie-dye, covered the sweatshirt that I bought like in just rainbow colors, and it was amazing. I gotta say though, I think this one's going to turn out a little bit lighter colored because it is partially polyester. I double checked the tags, so it's like a cotton and poly blend. That means that the cotton's going to dye, but the polyester, not really. So sweatshirt may turn out a little lighter colored, but I'm okay with that. The baseball cap actually is 100% cotton, so very excited about that, as well as the t-shirt dress. So let's take a look at my color choice. Which one did I pick? Ah, yes! It was a tough call between purple and the denim blue. I love, actually, the denim blue from RIT. It looks super cool. It kind of fades out a little bit. It's almost like a grayish blue, and that would have looked amazing on these kind of like cooler toned garments, but I don't know. Purple won today. Now, at my Safeway, they did have dyes, but they didn't have one other thing that I like to have, if I can. And that's the dye fixative from RIT. I actually got this at my craft store, so thankfully I had some of that on hand. I'm going to use this kind of as a finishing touch to just kind of soak the garments in this to help lock in the dye a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, something else I'm going to need. Gonna need some salt. And a work surface. And gloves. And all those good things. But for our dyeing today, I'm basically just following the directions. On the back of the bottle, they walk you through it. You want to use hot water, as hot as you can for your fabric. Let's see if we can focus in a little better. Well, a little bit. You want to use hot water. I'm going to be using a sink. You could use a bucket. Sorry, that's not working for us. I'll talk you through it. Hot water in my sink. I'm going to be dissolving about a cup of salt in the water. They recommend that for cotton fabric, just to add a little help to the dye. I think I also need like a little squirt of dish soap in there as well. So I'll fill up my sink with the water and the salt, add the dye, mix it all up, and then I'll put my garments in the sink full of dye, and I'll let them sit. I usually start checking on pieces about 15 to 20 minutes in. The darker the color that you want, the longer you're going to need to let the thing sit in the dye. So I want to check on them. I don't want them too dark, and I have quite a few things to dye today. These guys and then a couple other pieces that I already have. So I think that's going to be a lot of pieces for this dye. So I think the dye colors may actually kind of turn out a little more lighter purple, which could be cool. So once I have got all the garments in the dye, I'll stir them around a bit with my spoon every now and then, keep an eye on them, set a timer. And then when I think they're dark enough, I'll take them out, wash them out in the sink, and then launder the garments. Oh wait, no, sorry. Don't forget the last step. After I've taken the garments out of the dye, I'll kind of rinse them out a little bit, and then I'll fill up my sink one last time, adding some fixative. Again, I'm just following package directions for this, and then I'll let the items sit in the sink, probably about 20 minutes to half an hour. And then I'll launder the garments. I think with the hat, I'll just wash that by hand with a little laundry soap and let that air dry. But of course, the garments, I will do those probably on cold in my washing machine. Okay, let's look at my laboratory kitchen. Okay, we're turning the kitchen into a tie-dyeing laboratory. All right, you can notice I have got some old towels on the floor, covering as much of the cabinets as I can. I like covering up the counter as much as I can. I've got some paper towel going on over to the side there. You know, anything to minimize splatters. Less cleanup is good cleanup. So I'm definitely going to need my gloves, unless I want to have purple hands for the next 3 days. I mean, you do you. I've definitely done that. Actually, I did blue hands for like 3 days. It's pretty cool, but I'm doing gloves today. I am definitely wearing an apron. You can tell this one's well loved. I'm also wearing old clothes. You know, it's just nice to not have to stress about, oh dear, I'm splattering something on my clothes, you know. Gloves, yes. Spoon, yes. Okay, there's my measuring cup for the salt. I gotta say, this stuff is like one of my favorites. That is like great. It's like a really fine powdered cleaner, and if you get any drips on like a light countertop, that can really help to kind of scrub it out a little bit. I've also got my Lysol and paper towel, and of course this is where we're working. We're gonna fill up that one side of the sink there to the left and get dyeing. Let's do that. Well, before we can officially start dyeing, we need to do the tying process. I'm going to be using some rubber bands, and I think I'm going to keep things pretty basic today. I mean, you can do all sorts of really cool, intricate patterns, or not. I think I'm going to kind of just bunch these garments up a little bit and try to get kind of like a mottled, kind of like marble look over the whole thing instead of like starbursts or stripes or anything. For this project, I don't know. Let's switch over to time lapse and see what I come up with.